Good evening and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, viewers and the like, to MATCHFIT Entertainment's official coverage of Rainlight Racing's 2025 LMU series. I think it's the second series they've done in LMU. So, yes, welcome aboard, ladies and gentlemen. We are here tonight at Interlagos for a 75-minute race. 75 minutes of greatness here at Interlagos for Rainlight Racing's 2025 LMU series, always supported by SIMBLACKS, the good people at SIMBLACKS, on board once again as we are here at MATCHFIT Entertainment. And I suppose this is where I'd normally say, well, I'm Davo, and right beside me is a J-Man, but tonight there is no J-Man. So it is a solo gig here for Davo. It's the Davo and Davo show, ladies and gentlemen. And yeah, well, just bear with me, please, peeps. You know, like I've got a lot going on in front of me, and only one set of eyes. But we are going to give it a crack, nonetheless. And it's 75 minutes in Interlagos, and I'm just quietly looking at the freaking board here, the tower, and there is 30 plus drivers. So talk about a bit of work going on for Davo. Davo tonight. Definitely will have my work cut out for me tonight, as we've got around for the next, 15-minute qualifying as we speak, up and running. We'll start to see some indicative times soon enough, but yes, 75-minute race here tonight. No compulsory pit stops in theory, but these guys, look, are not going to make it on the VE, so with 75 minutes of racing. So these guys will have a pretty much forced compulsory pit stop tonight here. So plenty going on. Once again, like I mentioned, MATCHFIT on board, SIMBLACKS on board. If you want to keep up to date and in touch with everything Rainlight Racing, get on their socials. The Instagram page there's a QR code even there. Look, you can just click it with your phone, over on their Facebook and the like. Follow along and keep up to date with what is going on, but let's keep up to date with what is going on track, or up to speed, let's say, as we see the boys and girls rolling out in qualifying here. 15 minutes qualifying for this 75-minute race here at Interlagos. Beautiful track, looks like fantastic conditions here today, nice and sunny. And we do have eyes on Mr. Fraser as we are speaking. Chris Fraser currently sitting in third, and the board is changing very rapidly already as we are starting to see some indicative times coming across on cams down. I think, is that Matty Clark in? Of course it is, in the Mercedes-Benz. So we did have an interrupted stream last week at Spa, and the racing was frigging epic. Awesome stuff. But Matty Clark currently rocking the Mercedes-Benz for this series. Who else we got? Julie rocking the same class of mark of cars, should I say, the Mercedes-Benz. Heavy Bateman in second at the moment. I think we got Costas in one of the Ferraris, but I think the notable mention was actually Steve Crossland. Change of mark, usually rocking the McLaren badge for Steve Crossland, the number 43 SIMBLACKS sponsored car, as always. Yeah, swapped over to the Aston for the series, and just look, really did make a fantastic showing last week at Spa. However, we didn't catch the end of the race. Fingers crossed to the internet gods tonight for Davo and MATCHFIT Entertainment and Rainlight Racing, that we all stick to a nice solid connection for the next, I don't know, 40 or 80, should I say, minutes. We've got 9 minutes left to go in this. And then a 75-minute race. So, yes, fingers crossed all round as we see Crossy sneak into fifth provisionally. So plenty going on tonight. Like I mentioned, 30 plus drivers on my board here at the moment. My. That is a solid field. And look, I'm going to have my work cut out for me, I suspect, as we just pick up on Gunther Road, just pushing Crossy down a spot and Goddard. Will Dixon just sneaking in behind him in a 6th position, so 5th Gunther Road and Dixon respectively on the leaderboard as we speak. So Dixon also in a BMW Road and Dixon both in BMW M4s. Top of the spot though, top of that list, Nathan Bueller with a 1:35.1. Pretty healthy gap back to Clarkey, who is back in the pits, probably getting another set of tyres to go out and give it another crack and getting back on it. Costas 35.4 as well, so there's only a few tenths in it, but it is notable. Bateman and Rowe, I think it's Rowe, the last of the cars, so in 5th position in the 35. Then we go down to Dixon, 36.0 for Joseph Marnie. How close is that between those two? Between Marnie and Goddard. 26.01 and a 26.07. 26.08 as well. Dixon, mind you. Wow, thanks for coming. These guys, close stuff. Alright, look, as always, I suspect the mid-pack is going to be freaking epic. We see it week in and a week out here. Quite often, the guys up the pointy end just get in their little rhythm, in their zone, and even when they're fighting tooth and nail, very orderly stuff going on, usually at the front of the pack, as the top 3, 4, maybe 5 just sort of move away from the rest of the pack. But it's not those guys we're interested in, it's that mid to lower pack of drivers where all the action is going on usually. So we will be keeping an eye on that. While I've been babbling on, we just see Mr. Daniel Bateman punching out some healthy numbers in the Lamborghini. First in the 34s, first of 34.908 for Bateman. Provisionally Firth, Bewley back in the 35s, as is, like I mentioned, Clarkey. Costas Macrolos, Gunther Rowe, Steve Crossland sneaking in there, George Goddard now sneaking in, so a few of the boys starting to sneak in there. Satterley's in the 35s, and Nick Firth actually in 9th position in one of the Aston Martins in the 35s as well. So I think, and then we've got a little bit of a gap, and it's not friggin' much into Dixon's time there. Thing down at 10th position professionally as we speak. Will that last long? Well, time will tell. Dixon on a 36.045, holding down 10th. Very provisional. Yeah, stellar lap there from Emmy. Thanks for joining in there, Elvis, aka Mr. McConnell. Yeah, stout time from Bateman there, really putting his authority on this race very early there. He's actually got the car back in the business. He's like, yeah, that's enough. That's enough. Come at me, guys. So Bateman back in the box. Cameras on Bewley at the moment, but Bewley's still out on track, and as is Clark. I would expect. Oh, Clark off the road actually. Just regathering that car. And coming back on track. So Clarkie pushing hard, clearly. Got that car off track there momentarily. Costas, provisional 4th, Gunther Rowe, provisional 5, Steve Crossland 6, George Goddard 7th, Sadly 8th, Nick Firth 9th, Will Dixon back in the pits as well in 10th position. How long have we got to go? About 2.5 minutes, ladies. Also, we do have the lots of Joseph Marnie, Ken Worcester, Chris Fraser, Pete Dawson, Sam Wozniak, Hayden Tegg, Jonathan Warren, Adrian Kramer, R. Fox, not sure, but maybe Rob. Okay, Fox, we could just make something up. We could go Ralph Fox. R. Fox in 19th, Lily Glass in Merlin the Magician, we all know who that is. That is Perko in 21st. Mr. Roo, Tyler Loams, actually, that's a new name to me, in 23rd position in one of the Chevys there, by the looks of it. And then a whole bunch of guys in the pits. Not sure what's going on with that. We did see that last week as well. Robbie Mitchell, Harry Lawrence, Edward Thackeray, Craig McConnell, Ichikawa, Ben Goebel, and the list goes on. All the way down to 32nd. But Bateman still parked up in the pits. He's definitely had enough. With only a minute to go as of about now. So Heavy Bateman over Nathan Bewley, over Matt Clark, who's also in the pits. Costas Makalos in provisional 4th. Gunther Rowe coming across the line and just making it across the line at least for one more lap in the BMW, and damn, has he got that thing with some turn in going on. Just flicks it in to turn 2, the right hander. I think, well, pretty much both of them. Gunther Rowe, provisional 5th. Crossy coming up the hill through the kinks and looking for the line. Currently sitting in 6th position on a 35.690. No improvement, but does actually get the car across the line for another lap. So interesting. We'll watch that space. I think that was Satherley just sneaking past Goddard there too, mind you. So Satherley sneaking into 7th, dropping Goddard down to 8th, putting Pete Dawson. Actually, I didn't see Pete in the MATCHFIT Entertainment car, sneaking up in to 9th position, pushing. I think it was Nick Firth back there, a slot. Nick, actually, Firth still in the top 10. So nice work, and a Dawson across the line. Let's just have a look. Let's go back here. So we've got a couple of the guys in the top 10 still out on track. Steve Crossland, Tom Satherley, George Goddard. We've also got Perko in the Lamborghini. It's currently sitting in 21st. I would expect to see him make maybe an improvement on that before the end of the line. And I think that's about it. I think we've got about 4 cars left on Crossland, up the hill, through the kink, Is he going to make a gain? Currently in 6th provisionally. And across the line. So no improvement from Crossy there. No improvement from Southerly. And I think that's about it. Ladies and gentlemen, I think we have all cars in the pits. It's all done and dusted. Qualifying for race 1, round 2. Well, there is only one race tonight, ladies and gentlemen. It's 75 minutes. Yeah, qualifying done and dusted for round 2 here at Interlagos for Rainlight Racing's 2025 LMU Series. Proudly brought to you by SIMBLACKS and MATCHFIT Entertainment, as always. As these guys get their stuff sorted, let's just have a calendar just quickly and just see where we're going to next before we get into some points. Okay, so next week at Qatar International Circuit in the States. So awesome. They were great here at Qatar, actually, in the last series. So definitely looking forward to that. Let's get on to the points just quickly. It's only been one round. So basically, these are the finishing positions for last week, to be honest. So, and as you can see there, and there's a few pages of them, because there's plenty of guys signed up for this stuff. Why? Because it's so freaking good. But you can see it there. Clearly the top 10. Stephen Crossland. Famous Stephen Crossland in first position in the Aston Martin. Daniel Bateman, obviously, in the Lamborghini. That is Daniel Hemi Bateman, for people that know him really well. In second position. Matty Clark in third in the Mercedes. Nick Firth in the Aston Martin. Nathan Bewley, Gunther Rowe, Craig McConnell, Sam Wozniak, Costas Makalos, and Joseph Marnie rounding out that top 10. But there's more, ladies and gentlemen. There is more, way more, way more. We've got Chris Fraser, 11th. Goebel, Thackeray, Fox, Dawson, Warren, Kramer, Tegg, Glass, and Worcester, 11th to 20th respectively. And then the list goes on. Tom Satherley, Isaac Ichikawa, Lee Perkins, Robert Mitchell, William Dixon, George. Okay. We'll just go George. Tyler Looms, Harry Lawrence, and Lewis Vanderbilt. Look, I haven't even seen Louis out on track, to be honest. So he's just sitting there. He's minus 5 points. Go figure. And Alexander as well, sitting in 30th, minus points as well. And we probably are going to start looking at a grid, ladies and gentlemen, and that we are. Let's see if we can get some cams going on here. This one is the best one. And it is going to be epic here in Interlagos, 75 minutes. These guys will have to do a pit stop. Just reading a couple of texts in the chat box there. Notice from Mr. McConnell there. Had a little bit of a, got yourself into a bit of a mischief there, busted up your fingers. So yeah, probably a little bit awkward to be wrestling the direct drive GT3 car at Interlagos tonight. So yeah, rightly so, sitting it out. Hope you enjoyed the stream, Craig. And also Matty Clark piping up, and Robbie Mitchell. PSU issues for him late in qualifying there. I'm sure he was maybe in it. I don't know. But we will not look too further into that as we are about to go.
Green flag
To the start finish line, and we are green flag, ladies and gentlemen. Round 2, Interlagos, 75 minutes. Oh, who was that? Just short on the braking marker there. I think that was Bateman. Just trying to get that Lamborghini stopped in time. Also gunned up. So Steve Crossland going backwards as well. So we can see there Bateman trying to get some heat into those tyres immediately. So these guys, obviously, I think Crossland and Bateman notably both slow off the start. Trying to get some temperature. They were very tentative into one and suffering for it. Losing multiple positions, both of them. As those front tyre temps come up, we will see that settle down. Just look at that view, ladies and gentlemen, as they roll up through, as it seesaws between the downhill hairpins, uphill hairpins, down through the fast left-hander there, and then up the hill here. Lap 1. It's only a minute and 30 odd seconds here, and it's all happening pretty damn quickly. Bewley, Makalos, first and second. Bateman back in position there with a lackluster start, as was Crossland. We just had on camera in the 43 SIMBLACKS car. Everybody trying to find their feet. Firth actually in the background, past Dixon. That Firth, we just picked up on Firth. Very sideways through one. Dixon, Dawson should I say, tucked in behind. Well, Dawson and Dixon tucked well in behind there. Dawson in the MATCHFIT Entertainment car and looking to have a crack already at Firth. Tight little battle there. Firth, Dawson, Dick. Plenty going on. Bewley stepping away already from Makalos in one of the Chevys there. Bateman will be trying to just sort of regather his composure and get some temps into those front tyres there, or all the tyres pretty well. He's got Clark to deal with in the process. Gunther Rowe actually not too far behind in 5th position. Sadly, and Steve Crossland in the 43 SIMBLACKS car, currently holding down 7th position. Goddard, a little bit of clean air there from that top back to the Firth, Dawson, Dixon battle. And let's just have a look down through the field here. Fraser and Marnie going at it. A little bit of a gap back to Worcester and Tagg. So a little bit of clean air for these guys. Earlier in the race, Lawrence also in clean air. Warren, Kramer. So all those guys getting a chance to settle in. Not so much for Lily Glass though, with Tyler Looms just looming in the background. Sorry guys, I had to do that. I apologise. I won't do it again. I might go back there because that looked like it was heating up. Maybe not so much. Let's get back up pointy end. Bewley stretching the leg. Now, where is Bateman has gone back to 5th. Okay, so we just missed something there. Gunther Road, now sneaking past. So Bateman clearly struggling to get that car up to speed early in the racing. Bateman, oh, look at him wide again, just really struggling to get that rhythm. Oh, and there you go. That southerly pass and then contact with Crossland. Now Crossland's vulnerable to Goddard in the background there. So plenty of action going on here. Up the pointy end, back down to 7th and 8th position there, so pretty handy. Obviously Bewley, Makalos and Clark, or Bewley and Makalos particularly, have sort of stepped out a little bit. But Clark, in that little air gap between Rose, Southerly, Bateman, that's where it's been going on at the top end of the field here. That little fight there, that little bit of contact there with Bateman and Crossland through 1 and 2 there really made Crossland vulnerable to Goddard. And look, if they just don't keep an eye or keep things in check, they will come up against the next little pack of cars, which is the Firth, Dawson, Dixon group there. Although, just looking at the vision at the moment, it looks like Firthy has just gapped old Pete there, and Pete also on Dixon as well. So a little bit of, look, just shortest of time to take a breath for these guys, as we will not go too far away from what is going on here. Pretty nice tight pack of cars there. I know we're only at lap 5 here, ladies and gentlemen. 75 minutes of racing, mind you. We're only down to about 65. We're not even in through the 10-minute mark yet, and so much going on. But what is going on, and you can see it on the timing on the totem there, is that Nathan Bewley is starting to step away, as is Costas. Costas is chasing, but back a little bit. Clark in the slightest of air gaps before it is the road. Tom Southerly battle there, or Southerly should I say. Hemi Bateman, Steve Wilson. A couple of flashes of yellow just tucked in there behind in 6 and 7. Goddard, again, like I say, he's got the smallest of air gaps there between the boys in front of him and this lot behind him. So I'm sure he's just terracing that as much as he can for the moment. Because, look, so much yet to come with over an hour's worth of racing. Pit stop incident. Looks like the conditions are changing as well. Obviously we've got fairly long shadows at the moment as well. So things will change throughout the race. Then we have Firth, Dawson, Dixon. We got Marnie, Fraser, and Worcester. Nice work from Worcester. One of the Tokyo taxis, we like to call them, the Lexi. It's a nice work, freshly skinned car. That I think that is the first time I might have seen that car on the track. I think it was around last week. Might have been. Tag in the background just behind him in the Golf Mustang, and that is Harry Lawrence in the Porsche, tucked up in 16th position, and then a big gap back to Warren Kramer, Glass and Looms. Let's get up the pointy end. Let's just have a quick look on how Nathan Bewley goes about his business in the Mercedes-Benz. Super smooth and clearly very quick. Missing all that action in the background that was going on in the opening lap or two there. Definitely had the tyres up to temp in that bad boy, and just got it done, and like I said, stayed at it. Well, Costas Makalos not too far behind. There he is in the Chevy in second position. Matty Clark with the slightest of air gaps. Now he's actually sort of made a little bit more on Gunther Rowe, as has Gunther on Tom Satherley as well. So these guys starting to settle in. Atherley has got a whole bunch of stuff to think about. Can we get a rear shot over the back of bloody Satherley's car? Have a look at this. So Satherley currently sitting in fifth. The boys up the front all got a little bit of a gap between them, but look at the traffic behind Satherley as we look over the rear corner of the McLaren. That is Hemi Bateman, who topped the list in qualifying, mind you, ladies and gentlemen. And there he is back in the sixth position, really struggling to get those that car into some sort of rhythm early in the race. I think Crossland actually lost a position, maybe two, as well in those opening laps. A little bit of contact, I think, might have been made from Goddard or whatever. I don't know, but there was a little bit of contact through one and two. But just have a look at that. Oh, let's go back. Oh, do we go back? Oh, look at that. Oh, look at those two. Great vision over the rear wing of Satherley's car. Oh, and that is Steve Cross track. Oh no. So it looks like it might have been a bit unforced there from Crossy there. Might have got a wheel out in the dirt there into the right-hander. And the number 43 Aston is around. He looked so comfortable in it last week. Maybe too comfy. He's just got in here tonight and just gone, oh, this is easy. Oh shit, maybe it's not. But Steve Costin around in the 43 car. So dropped another handful of positions. Where is he? Back to 16. Not a handful, a lot. Oh, there you go. Tries to kill him again. He's into the wall and he rear wing off that car. Rear wing off the 43 Aston, as he will, I think from there, we'll be able to limp that car back to the pit. Very, very difficult to drive these things with no rear wing. Near impossible, pretty much, to drive these cars with no rear wing. So, Crossing will be making his way up the hill. I hope he made it. And into the pit lane. We will just have a quick sneaky peek once again up the pointy end. Nathan Bewley in the big bad Merc. Love a car with a log bonnet. Look at that. All engine up the front. All business down the back. Nathan Bewley, Costas Makalos in the Chevy. Matty Clark again, another Mercedes-Benz. Gunther Rowe in fourth, with Satherley in tow. Just got a little bit of vision over the rear corner of Satherley's car there. I think that's what we were looking at there earlier. Might have actually been over the rear wing of Bateman's car, because Crossy was actually tucked up right behind him, and then we just see Crossy leave the track. So still very, very close in the top 10 here. what freaking lap are we on here, ladies and gentlemen? We're still so early in. Lap 9. Early days. Just coming down to the 60-minute mark. That is Nick Firth over Pete Dawson over Will Dixon. That's 3 positions that have not changed, ladies and gentlemen. That's Joseph Marnie, though. Just have a look at that. Joseph Marnie sneaking up, wanting to join that party. And it looks like a pretty good party at that. So why wouldn't you? To be honest, like seriously. So Marnie on the chase. Chris Fraser in the Mustang, tucked in behind, and got, well, a 4-car carrot to chase, just not that far in front of him. So Fraser, eyes on. Then we have Lawrence, Teg, Worcester, Kramer, Rue, Warren, Lily Glass, and Tyler. Crossland. So okay, Crossland back out on track, just get some temp back into those tyres, and that car does not look happy, ladies and gentlemen. That is the 43 car around once again, and that is with the newly fitted rear wing, mind you. So maybe they got the settings, maybe they need to just tweak the lift on that wing a little bit. Either way, Crossy out there giving it a crack. Never back down, never stay down. Steve Crossland out and giving it a crack. Gunther Rowe, Tom Satherley. Satherley looking hungry for Gunther's 4th position there. Hemi Bateman tucked in behind him in 6th. George Goddard in 7th. And then the Firth Dawson Dixon battle. Not too far behind. Look at Dawson actually now. Really? Blowtorch to the back of Firthy. A Marnie party, you reckon? Yeah, I'm up for a Marnie party. Where is he? Is he back? Where is he? He's just back here somewhere. And look how close he is to Dixon now. So he's definitely joined in on this party. Ben. So yeah, nice work. I think he's bringing Fraser with him though too, so you just want to watch out for that. But you know, we've got that Firth, Dawson, Dixon trio that stayed very tight throughout pretty much their whole race so far. Race so far, it's only been 15 minutes, mind you, but these guys stayed pretty close throughout the race so far. So for Marnie just to sneak in and up behind that little group of cars, it's a good place to be. What a fight to get into. Chasing in 6th. Bateman gone backwards so far. Qualified 1st. Currently in 6th. Goddard tucked in behind him. And then it's the fight. And this is the mid-pack. I did talk about this at the top of the broadcast. It's the mid-pack where all the action is. But we can't forget about, I think it's Gunther Rowe here. Hang on. Talk about where the party is. Gunther Rowe, Tom Satherley. That's looking like a party to me. Let's get over out the back of Gunther Rowe's car. Satherley dodging and weaving. That's Bateman in the Lambo behind him. Look at how slippery it is out of that right-hand hairpin. Down into this fast left. Very awkward, weird off cambered left-handed there. That's on the lead up to the hill there. Very tricky corner. But look at that trio now. We thought the Firth Dawson Dixon thing was where it was at. But look at this now. Wow. These guys are on it. Like, you could throw a blanket over this lot. And who's that tucked in behind? That is, I think, that's Goddard in the Chevy as well. Just going, I'm coming with, guys. We'll look back just to spot Nick Firth, Pete Dawson. There's Will Dixon now, I think, dropping off the back of Dawson. He really does to have to starting to concentrate on Marnie, because the Marnie party's coming, isn't it, Ben? And he has really had to get right off the back of Dawson there to keep an eye on the mirror. But we've really got to pop back up here and look at what Tom Satherley with the blowtorch out on the back of Gunther Road. Can Gunther stay focused? Rip the mirrors off that car, Gunther, and keep the eyes pointing forward. That is my advice. That's Davo's advice. Don't look back. Thanks for joining in, ladies and gentlemen, to the stream tonight. Thanks, Ben. Thanks for joining us here again for MATCHFIT Entertainment's official coverage of Rainlight Racing's 2025 LMU series. We are at Interlagos here for round 2. Show your support, not only to Rainlight, but also to us here and Davo on the mics tonight as we see Bateman off track. Oh, no, that's Dawson Parks. That is... Oh, no. Hit the like button. That's what I was getting to. Ladies and gentlemen, hit the like button. Support. Oh, Nick Firth, Dawson, side by side. So that little slip up from Bateman there really had forced not only what's going on around him now, but these two guys to get even closer together. Look, two very, very tidy drivers, these two, in Nick Firth and Dawson. And they will go at it hard, but just super respect here. Oh, a little bit of a hurry up, I think, from Pete there, just going, come on, Firthy. You can throw it in there a little bit harder. Give it a crack. So, tight stuff from Bateman. Good recovery from Bateman, but still not ideal to lose another couple of positions. Has just... Where's he found himself? In 9th position between Firth and Dawson, Dixon and Marnie. Where is Marnie now? So Marnie's actually backed off a little bit. Is he starting to focus on Fraser? Because Fraser's coming in hot in the Mustang as well. Behind. So that's Bateman in the pits, ladies and gentlemen. There you go. So first of the official pit stops. We did see Steve Crossan come in earlier, but he had lost the big flat pointy thing on the back of his car. I think it's called the rear spoiler wing thing. So, sort of unofficial for a crossing. But first official pit stop for Mr. Bateman. Into the... Get back to the action. On track. Enough of that pit lane malarkey. Gunther Road. Look, I could just sit on Firthy and Dawson all night, but that's no fun. Because I'm big fans of both of them. But Gunther Road and Tom Satherley, I think, is where it's at, and that's what's really heating up here. George Goddard is just, look, he's just sitting back there with the headlights on in the Chevy, just going, you guys just knock yourselves out, because one slip up, I am right there, and any moment, oh no, What have we got going on? Sadly's car disappeared out of the rear mirror of Gunther Rowe there. He was so out wide on the entry to 1, looking for the outside line. Gunther making him work for his money, but it has really compromised his run. It's put him in the hands, into the clutches of Goddard. Let's have a look at this. So, no love lost between that lot. I tell ya, Gunther Rowe, was there a little bit of bad touching there? I think there was a little bit of touching. But yeah, these guys going hard at it. And yeah, just out of the back of Gunther Rowe's car, and you just look at the body language from Satherley's McLaren, and look at the body damage. Actually, I think on Satherley's car, it looks a little bit wrinkled around the front of it. I'm not sure whether that's just the lighting, but it looks like it might have the odd wrinkle here. Here we go. Satherley again. Gunther forcing him wide. Satherley looking for that crossover. Gunther's run compromised from his tight line into 1. So they come out onto this little short straight here. So head down to, what we call that, turn 4. And Gunther again covers and compromises his run once again. Too much. Gunther. Now, who's coming? Goddard's coming. Looking for the outside. These guys going at it. No mucking around. So Gunther really having to focus here. These guys coming at him hard. Probably coming a little bit too tight into 4 there. He's probably compromised a little bit out of 1 through 2 and 3. He's really got to focus. Like I said, Gunther, rip the mirrors off, brother. Look forward. Let's get up the point again. And what have we missed here? We have something. Because what we do see is Pete Dawson in front of Nick Firth. So while all that was going on, and thanks for coming and watching, because it was pretty freaking awesome. We've seen Pete Dawson sneak around Nick Firth. Now, it looked like it was on the card anyway, because Pete was starting to get a little bit of overlap here on the rear quarters of Firthy's car there a couple of times on the previous lap. He's clearly made one of those little excursions stick and forced the issue and has snuck past Nick Firth. Marnie now right in amongst that. And yeah, look, good, just solid forward focusing for Marnie actually. From what we've been able to catch on camera anyway. No mistakes from Marnie, just a slow, steady chase on the back of these guys. And that is Lawrence actually coming with in the Porsche too, so probably another notable mention for Lawrence as well. Just stayed focused, you know, like they've got, you know, a fairly big carrot in front of them, you know, like big groups of cars to chase, and Lawrence currently holding 10th position, so they're in the top 10. They can see the boys in front of them, and what better reason than to stay focused on the chase. Goddard. Can we get a front shot? Here we go, out of Goddard's car. Here we go, chasing Rowe. So now we saw the little slip last lap here. Gunther probably covering a little bit too hard on Satherley. Satherley eventually sneaking past. I think it was out of 4 here, just down the end of the road here. Unnecessary to cover for Rowe now with Goddard a few car lengths back, but might quite possibly still be a little bit rattled from it and just need to settle down and get back into his rhythm. So easily done when you've been working that hard for your positions. Let's get up the pointy end. Let's have a look at what's going on, and it is Nathan Bewley driving into another postcode while he leaves all of that malarkey behind him. You can see in the very distant back a shot there. Every now and then you'll catch that is the Callis Makalos car. The Chevy of Makalos there. Just sneaking into one now, and then just a massive gap, a freaking huge gap back to Clark as Clark starts to, I think, round up some outer position drivers there. So Clarky passed, I'm not even sure who that exactly was. I think that might have been Warren in 20th. So nice work from both Warren and Clark, actually. Nice clean execution there. Satherley now moving away from said Gunther Rowe, as we were just talking about. Now, I thought Gunther might have just lost his rhythm a little bit, but I think he really has regained his focus. Not so much of a problem, but it just shows you how much that he might have been slowing up Tom Satherley's progress, because now Satherley with some clean air has really stepped away. Rowe has plenty to think about with Goddard on the tail, and Goddard hot on the tail as well. Pete Dawson, we saw off camera, well, we didn't see, should I say, off camera, snuck past Nick Firth. Well, we'll keep an eye on the boys up the 40 end there, Satherley, Rowe and Goddard, but Firthy back in position. Now, Firthy really does have to, and we're talking about focus here, keep his focus here. Dawson's moved away from him, he's in clean air, but he does have the Marnie Party coming in hot with Harry Lawrence actually coming with. So, where's Lawrence? Lawrence must have snuck off into the pits there. Yes, he has. So, second, as far as I know, second the official pit stops. So, Lawrence in the pits in the, I think, one of the only pauses in this field. What the hell? I think the Porsche tries to kill you in this game. I think that might be a thing. So Porsche not getting a lot of love in the 2025 Rainlight Racing LMU series here, ladies and gentlemen. However, the racing is still hot. Who needs a Porsche when you got all this going on anyway? Gunther Rowe on Goddard. Going hard. Actually, one of our drivers that has just completed his, yes he has, as we just see him rolling out of the pit lane now in that beautifully painted Golf liveried Mustang. Another official pit stop. But that is Nathan Bewley. Okay, so in back of shot there, in first position. So Tank will be well conscious of that and quite possibly getting some blue flags because of it. we'll watch this little exchange here as Teg looks like he steps aside there, just nicely there, allowing Nathan to sneak on past. So nice work from the boys. Great exchange. These guys really switched on. Look, Teg in what, friggin' 20th position. These guys are so clicky and switched on. They know where the leaders are and make sure they get the space they need. Okay, so Gunther Rowe. Okay, what have I missed here? Did someone go backwards here? Goddard went backwards. Goddard went backwards big time. Actually, so Goddard was chasing down Rowe in the background, so something snuck up on us there. So Goddard's gone backward. Marnie, on the other hand, had really ramped it up on Nick Firth. So it's it's sort of funny because when you see some of these lead cars, they might have a little bit of an off-track excursion. Quite often these cars that are just behind them need to take some evasive action and just yield a little bit so they don't get tangled up in what's going on, just to be a little bit safe. And that could bring them closer together there. And look at how deep Marty was under brakes into one. Firth forcing him to the outside. Even Firth looked like he was a little bit deep into one. So both those guys, you can't say they're not trying. Man, they both look like they went in deep there. Into one. Trying to counter each other's attack or defence. Gunther Rowe probably breathing a sigh of relief with Goddard off his back, out of his hair, and can really settle in. Satherley was able to sneak past a few laps back as they start to make their way past some of the lapped vehicles now. So that will bring up that technical side, that little degree of difficulty there for these guys that are just trying to, stay focused, stay in their rhythm. Not always that easy. Particularly when you get down towards the point of the race where you are having to navigate some lap vehicles. So thankfully here at Rainlight, these guys, like I was only just mentioning how switched on the slower guys in the field are, and are well aware of the leaders coming around. And it is a very orderly affair, ladies and gentlemen. We like to see that. Plenty going. Goddard in the pit. Worcester smashing it out in the Toyota. And it is looking mighty fine, I must say. Holding down 9th position provisionally at the moment. Unpitted car, or yet to pit, should I say. So that position no doubt will change. So Goddard still in the pits. You can just see that off camera there as we just watch Bewley. Actually, that's Makalos just sneaking past there. Bewley. Oh, it's actually Bewley. That's why Makalos is in first position there. It's because Bewley's actually snuck off into the pit lane as well. So we're starting to see these more official pit stops come into play. Well, it is about that time. It's a 75-minute race. We're over halfway What do we got? A little over 35 minutes yet to run here, ladies and gentlemen, in Rainlight Racing's 2025 LMU Series Round 2 Interlagos here. And Davo flying solo tonight. It's the Davo and Davo show, ladies and gentlemen. Hit us up with a like. Give us some support. Hit us up in the chat box. We love a chat. Back to the action. Gunther Rowe. Pete Dawson. Actually, Pete is gaining on Gunther there. Just look at the split. So, and the boys just starting to sneak up on some of the lapped traffic there. Once again, nice tidy pass from Rowe on the yellow Merc of, I don't know who it was. I think that might have been Robert Mitchell, actually, ladies and gentlemen. My data told me that. Mike Rue in, or just coming out of the lane by the looks though. He's in. Oh, and I thought there was only one Porsche in the race, but there you go. I just spotted another one. That is Mike Rue's car. Beautiful, all black Porsche car of Mike Rue. So nice stuff. I think it was showing 12th position, mind you, on that car, but I think that is the position he came in on. So not all of these cars showing position boards on the side. Some are, some aren't. Matt Clark's car clearly is. It says second very, very clearly on the side of it, and it also has number 2 on the side of it. Just in case you didn't spot. Costas. First posse in the Chevy, the number 13. Chevy, I was going to say Camaro. It's not a Camaro. Just look at it. You can tell it's not a Camaro. That is a Corvette. And they look pretty sharp. Actually, they don't drive too bad either. I have done a few laps in the Chevy in LMU, and quite a handy little piece of kit, that one. So very nice stuff. Satherley has slowly chipped his way into 3rd position, and he is actually not that far behind Matty Clark. So these guys are not too far from it. But Gunther Rowe holding down that 4th position, doing well. But like I suspected, Pete Dawson slowly but surely making some gains on that BMW. Ever so clean is Pete Dawson in the MATCHFIT Entertainment car too, mind you. Let's give that a plug. Hang on, where is it? Let's get that one on TV. There it is. Pete Dawson. MATCHFIT Entertainment, Aston Martin. Thanks for your support, Pete Dawson, for rocking MATCHFIT on the car with Davo and J-Man's ugly mugs plastered all over it as he chases down Gunther Rowe, and he's going for him. Here we go, out of the front of Pete Dawson's car. The bugs splattered all over the windscreen. Up towards 1. Here we go. Oh, nice stop from both there. Gunther left. Oh, big wriggle from Gunther there. I think I noticed that in quali too. Gunther's really got the turn in on that M4 dialed in. As long as you can manage it, that's fine. yeah, just a little bit of a slip in the transition between 1 and 2 there. But look, no surprise. I mean, he now has Pete Dawson literally breathing down his neck. So he could be forgiven for being a little distracted. Really. Pete Dawson, headlights ablaze. Look at that light bar in the middle of the grill. He's got Davo and J-Man's ugly mugs staring him down as well. But yeah, look, that is going to be one to watch. Dawson snuck past Nick Firth there. Must have been, oh God, it was quite a few laps ago now. Probably about 10 laps ago. And has slowly chipped away on that gap between himself and Gunther Rowe. So working hard, nice work Gunther actually too. Just holding his nerve. There's been plenty going on around him. Satherley snuck past there a little bit earlier after, well, it was a little bit of a braking battle, I think, between the two of them into 1 and 2. And then, 1, and then down into 4 there. But, yeah, plenty going on, ladies and gentlemen. Where's Nick Firth? Let's just have a quick sneaky peek back here, because, Marnie. Well, no surprise, Marnie hasn't gone anywhere. He's just tagged on the back of Firthy there. And he's well tagged on the back of Firthy, actually. Have a look at how close they are there. Oh, my days. There's like nearly contact there. The punch from the Merc out of 4-5 there into that little short straight is impressive. As we scroll through the LMU cameras to get a rear shot on these two here. Okay, over the rear corner, Nick Firth, Aston Martin, the big bad Merc, coming in hot. That awkward little left-hander. It's cambered nicely on the way in, cambered like crap on the way out. And the run up the hill. And across the start finish line and down to 1 for this big stop once again. So nice work from the boys there. Oh, Marnie with a big slip there. Lost good 5, 6, maybe more car lengths of time there. Firthy will just be going, oh, thank God for that. Take a breath. But look what is happening here. So this is going to go, I think, coming up on one of the lapped Mercedes there. Giving it a quick flash of the headlights there. Just to remind them that the fast guys are coming. Almost, again, looked slightly distracted as he went into 5 there. Or 6, I'm not sure what the corner number is there. But just having to go in a little bit early, a bit shallow. Into the right hand, the double right hander there. But yeah, he'll be squarely focused on the rear view at the moment with Dawson chasing him down. So just behind that, like we were calling, it is Nick Firth and then Joseph Marnie. Marnie has easily caught that Aston Martin back up, and that gap is, well, oh, here we go, what's going on? Oh, it looked like he was faking the pits there, Marnie. Cheeky monkey there, see that? So, currently holding 6th position, nice work from Marnie. Costas Makalos in 7th. I think that might be an out of position, number 43, Crossy, SIMBLACKS, Aston Martin there, very much in recovery mode after finding the wall early in the race and losing a rear wing. Bewley. It's Bewley now. So Bewley led pretty much the race. Oh, as he has a really snaggy run out or two there. Oh, that looked so awkward. I thought he was going to actually turn that thing around there. So Bewley, in theory, if he got his stop right, when all of the pit stops equalise and all this washes out, should be back in first position. So one to watch. He's currently sitting in 8th position. I do hear the pit sirens going off, so I suspect someone else is in the pits as we... Who is that? I think that is Mike Rue. So that is Mike Rue back in the pits, because we've already seen that car pits once already tonight. So Bewley currently in 8th position. Fraser in the mighty Mustang in 9th, and Mr. Bateman. Now Mr. Bateman qualified first tonight for this round 2 here at Interlagos in the Rainlight Racing 2025 LMU Series, but has really struggled getting that car into a good rhythm and up to speed early in the race, and even right up till now the car just does not look comfy. So although that car, fastest in qualifying, languishes back in, I say languishes, but it is currently holding 10th position, which is too freaking shabby, ladies and gentlemen. So, okay, so we've had Marnie in the pits, we've had Firth. So these guys covered each other off here. Have a look at these two. Have a look at these two. They've been in and out of the pits together, right? Marty's just like, are we going? Are we going? Okay, we're in. Let's do it. And here they come. Nick Firth, Joseph Marnie rejoin the circuit in, where are we? Positions just, well, they're showing in 8th and 9th respectively, but I can't see why that wouldn't be correct. That is Bateman. You can actually see Bateman in the background in the Lamborghini. So not a bad effort from those two, but there is probably a couple of guys there in front of... Okay, so that's put Bewley. Okay, so we were just talking about Bewley just before we went to the boys there. Bewley was running in 8th and now up to 5th. No surprise there. Clarkey actually just rolling out of the pits as well. Matty Clark, super quick, outstanding. Oh, did he win the first of the LMU series? Oh God, I don't know. If he didn't, he must have been friggin' close, but I'm pretty sure he did. So Clarkey. But a change of badges on the front of that car. So now out of the Aston Martin, which we know how comfortable he is in the Aston Martin, and into the Mercedes-Benz. So a little bit of a learning curve for Clarkey, but still firing on all cylinders there without a doubt. So now who is leading this race? Tom Satherley in the mighty McLaren. And where is he heading now? And is he going to stop that damn thing? Wow, how quick did that car just roll into the pit lane? That wasn't a roll into the pit lane. That was like, he was shot into the pit lane. Wow. Gunther Rowe also. I sort of suspected this was going to happen. Gunther's covering that off immediately. And here we go. We're going to see some changes in positions here now, ladies and gents. Satherley off the jacks. Macrolos now leading the race. Clark passed after. Oh, and so there is Bewley actually. So Bewley sneaking past. Satherley coming out of the pit lane. It's only a couple of metres from him, but it's just over the other side of the wall. So Satherley out. We suspect to see, yes, Gunther Rowe leaving the pits as well. Where is he going to land? Is he going to land in front of Chris Fraser? Oh, this is going to be freaking close. Watch this. And there is Nick out of the rear wing of Nick Fraser's Mustang is Gunther Rowe. Now, I've got a funny feeling Fraser is definitely out of position here. Without a doubt. Because I think over the rear wing of Gunther Rowe's car, who are we seeing there? That is not Joseph Barney. That is an out of position Mercedes-Benz. So, just watching things equalise here. What we are seeing though, and something we probably, or well definitely missed on camera there, was Nick Firth came out in front of Marnie out of the pit lane and is now behind Joseph Marnie on track. So we have missed that little shuffle of positions, ladies and gentlemen. In the background, as Firthy's not ready to give that up, I don't think, just yet. Oh, and he is showing Marnie. Oh, my God. Surely they were touching there. It almost looked like he bump drafted him up to one. Oh, and Firth. Just that draft being so close behind the Mercedes there. He actually gains a little bit of speed. Really looked like he struggled to pull that up. Marnie with a big slip out of 3 there as they roll down this medium-ish straightaway down into 4 here. 4-5. What a great battle between these two. Fantastic stuff. Nice work, Bewley on Clark. Bewley on Clark, and now this is position. So Clark made ground in the pits. Couple of Mercs going hard at it. This is a good battle. So yeah, Clarkie or Bewley had a snaggy stop. Either way, definitely ground made by Clark in the pit lane over. I was surprised, but then you saw the big wriggle there. He just could not sustain that lateral grip, and a big wriggle from the Merc there. Wow. Come on. Come on, internet gods. Let's keep this rolling, guys. A little bit of buffering on our YouTubes there, ladies and gentlemen. Stick with it, please. Stay tuned, hit the like, hit the subscribe if you haven't already. Share it with your mum, your aunt, your grandma. Even that shitty old uncle. Who is that in front there? Is that Bateman? Oh, I think that might be Glass. In the yellow. Oh, look at these two. Clark. As they try and navigate the Lamborghini there. Nearly come together. Pretty sure that, oh, it's not Glass, that's Glass in the Mercedes. Yeah, okay. Well, that's neither here or there. These guys going at it. It actually looks like bloody Bateman's car. Is that Bateman? It is Bateman. The hell. So Bateman back in 14. As we just saw Clark and Bewley sneak on past. pray to the internet gods, ladies and gentlemen. We only have 15 odd minutes to go. Let's hope I can bring this stream home. We got the hamster on the wheel over here. He's running like buggery. Look at Bewley. And who else is running like buggery? And that is Matty Clark. Look at the run from Bewley. Look at Bewley's. That's the sheer punch out of the corner that Bewley's getting. And there it is. There's the pass. Wow. It's not over yet. Clark. And look at it, both deep into one. It was just like, no. Who's going to break first? Awesome stuff. Look, they wouldn't want to carry on like that for too long. I know that isn't out of position. Bateman behind him, but you actually just look back behind Bateman, and we'll just see if we can pick it up on camera. That is Tom Satherley, currently sitting in 4th position. He can easily take a podium position away from these boys here, if they are not careful. So, what we've seen over the last two laps, they're definitely not being careful. They are going hard out, and anything could happen. Bewley now, I don't know, was that Matty's little last hurrah there just, really made Bewley work for the position? Does he have any more? I think Bewley's got the punch in that car. The setup is just sweet. He's just getting out of that final corner. It's just mint. He's just got so much punch up the hill, and I don't know whether Matty Clark can keep up with him. So I think Matt Clark's really got to start focusing on just getting some good and tidy lap times. We've only got 12 minutes to go, and Satherley is definitely on his way. I don't know who's that changing position in the background. Zach Rowe going backwards. So we got Gunther Rowe in 8th, Nick Firth in 7th, Joseph Marnie in 6th. Pete Dawson back in 8th. So we're seeing some changes in the pit lane. So some guys making a bit of a gain here. Crazy stuff out there, ladies and gentlemen. We're back. Oh look, I needed a drink. I tell you, I have seriously had a drink since we started this. Fired this thing up about an hour ago, and it's just been epic. It's been non-stop. Okay, so let's get back up the pointy end. Has Costas Makalos stopped that Corvette? Oh, I got a funny feeling. I just got a funny feeling that car hasn't stopped yet. Leading the race, Costas Makalos, Nathan Bewley in 2nd, Matty Clark in 3rd position, Tom Satherley. I talked about Tom Satherley, and he is coming for Clarkie. I can guarantee that. We have got more than 10 minutes to run here. Fraser holding out 5th. Marnie, what a stellar drive from Marnie so far. Dispatching a few boys actually, Pete Dawson, Nick Firth, and Gunther Rowe, notably. So Joseph Marnie in 6th, Nick Firth in 7th, Gunther Rowe in 8th. provisionally. Pete Dawson in 9th, and Hayden Tegg in that gorgeous Golf liveried Mustang. That paint job so suits that car. Awesome stuff. Hayden, I hope you're not listening to the stream. Don't get distracted. We're propping you, brother. Will Dixon actually dropping back a little bit from earlier in the race. He was well in battle with Nick Firth and Pete Dawson earlier on. Ken Worcester in the mighty Lexi, the Tokyo Taxi, the Toyota, holding down 12th position. Great drive, actually, and I think I mentioned this earlier in the broadcast. I have not seen that car off track or even slightly out of shape. So Ken just staying focused, ladies and gentlemen. Goddard, however, we have seen a little bit sketchy, and although we might not have picked it up on camera, that car's clearly gone back, as has Bateman and also Steve Crossland in the SIMBLACKS car. So a couple of the boys who were well up the point of this field earlier in the race have gone backwards, and look, they have run out of time. That's just a fact, because we are winding down towards the end of this 75-minute race, with Costas Makrolos now leading, Nathan Bewley in 2nd, Matty Clark in 3rd, Tom Satherley in 4th. Satherley, oh look, he's a bit of a standout actually, because he was back with the boys, with the Nick First and the Pete Dawsons and the boys, you know, fighting it out of that mid-pack, and he has just really knuckled down and slowly chipped his way through it. No mistakes. Where is he now? He is in 4th position, and with nearly 8 minutes to go, has he got Matty's Clark measure? Quite possibly, ladies and gentlemen. There's not a lot between those two. What is there between those two? Sweet bugger all. It's about a second and a half. 2 seconds. So, not much at all. Satherley, eyes forward. Joseph Barney still out in the front of Firth. Firth is not going to put that Aston into the wall this week. That's for sure. Just keeping focus as we see Marnie just flick it through 1 and 2 there, like freaking Mad Mike with it. It's a mad bull, just smashing it out in the Mercedes-Benz. Plenty going on. Gunther Rowe back in 8th after just dispatching that out of position Mercedes-Benz. But I'll tell you what is going on is this little Pete Dawson, Hayden Tegg thing going on here in the background. As we see the sparks flying. We've got headlights on now, so those long shadows did come to lead us to a little bit of an evening-ish sort of scenario towards the end of the race here. And we do have headlights on now as we roll into the final 6 odd minutes, ladies and gentlemen. And thank you all again for bearing with the Davo and Davo show. Davo running solo tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, give me a thumbs up if I've done okay. Come on, support MATCHFIT Entertainment, support Rainlight Racing, and flick us a like. And yes, hang around. 5 minutes and about 40 seconds to go here. We've got cameras on Pete Dawson and Hayden Tegg going at it up the hill. Where is Satherley? Let me get my mouse to work here. Where is Satherley on? Oh, he's close now. Oh, yeah. So we've got another 5 minutes to go here. It wouldn't surprise me if we see Satherley on the freaking podium tonight. Sadly focused. Sadly really focused. Marnie, I think like someone just mentioned in the chat box there, Marnie doing a great job. Steady as she goes. Although, we just did see him do a great transition between 1 and 2 with a massive freaking drift. So, steady hand on. I don't know. Mate, stellar drive. Either way. So nice work there from Marnie over Firth, over Dawson, over Road. Like really, Marnie was behind those guys as much as Satherley was. So as was Fraser as well. So, all of these boys doing great work to sneak up into those positions just out of the top 3. But look, as we start to wind down, 3.5 minutes to go, Costas Makalos just running away with it at the moment. Who would have thunk it? This guy back a few spots at the start of the race, now leading in the Chevy Corvette. Nathan Bewley in second, Matty Clark in third, and Matty Clark only just in third, mind you, ladies and gentlemen, because Tom Satherley's coming for him. That is Hemi Bateman out of position in the Lamborghini. You can see back shot there. Chris Fraser in fifth in one of them. It was a number 77 Mustang. Stunning looking car there. Marnie, who has been mentioned several times throughout the broadcast for his driving prowess and drifting through 1 and 2. In a 6th position, Nick Firth in 7th, Gunther Rowe in 8th, trying to just stay focused there in the 580 Rowe, aptly labelled Rowe. M4 BMW, Pete Dawson in 9th, and Hayden Tegg in probably the most stunning looking car out of the whole field, I must say. The Golf liveried Mustang. Awesome stuff. Will Dixon in 11th, Worcester in 12th, George Goddard in 13th, Hemi Bateman in 14th, Adrian Kramer in 15th, Steve Cosson in 16th. We got Glass, Warren, and well, the rest of them don't really matter because they're all in the pits and they're broken. So, Robert Mitchell rounding out, oh no, it's not, it's actually Jonathan Warren rounding out the 18th as we speak. And guess what? It is coming right down to the wire here. If Costas just eases off just a nano, right, we will get this race done at the end of this lap here, ladies and gentlemen. So close. Costas Makalos. I'm not even going to roll through them all again because I just did that. But yeah, Costas leading the race with Bewley and Clarkey behind me. Actually, let's just, where is Clark and Satherley at the moment? Is that still on? Is that a thing? Oh, Satherley's there, but one lap to go. Probably not. Bateman dropped back. Bateman has struggled literally since the green flag drop with that Lamborghini. Clearly a top qualifying car, putting it up on the top spot, but just has really, that car has not raced well. He has not looked comfortable in it all night. Chris Fraser, he's just in this gap. There's no battle there, and I just don't feel that he seems like he's been in a battle all night. I've just got to give him some kudos there, sitting in 5th position as we speak. But the rest of this lot, I tell you, have been in the battles. The likes of Marnie, Firth, Rowe, Dawson, Teg. You know, the list goes on. So, yeah, plenty going on as we see Costas Makalos run across the line there. And I think that is round 2 over. Bewley second, Clarkey third, Tom Satherley. Look how close these two are across the line. So Clarkey in third, Satherley in fourth, Fraser punches that 77 Mustang up the hills. Nice work from Costas, Bewley and Clarkey there. Oh, and Satherley. Nice one. Fraser. Focus, Davo. Fraser in fifth. Marnie in sixth. Firthy in seventh. Gunther Rowe won't be too far behind him. Working his way up and around that final kick of the circuit. Pete Dawson. Oh, could have had another couple of positions on the boys there. In ninth. Hayden Tagg in the Golf Mustang. Man, my favourite car on track, if you hadn't already noticed, ladies and gentlemen. Rounding out the top 10, Worcester in 11th. Nice work, Ken. Going to another position, Will Dixon in 12th, George Goddard in 13. Like I said, Bateman, Kramer, Crossland, Glass, and Warren. I think. Oh, you know that they're on the totem there, guys. I don't need to say any more. Yes. Are we doing interviews? Okay, let's do interviews. Who we got? Clark, Bewley, and Makalos. Let me see if I can even find these guys. This is J-Man's job. But here we go. We're going to give it a crack. J-Man's not here, so it's a Davo and Davo show. Davo and Davo show tonight. Okay, so we're going to grab Matty Clark. We'll probably get him mid. Is that it? Yes, Clarky. Let's do. Where did he go? Hang on. There he is. Matt Clark. Do you have comms?
I do. Hello, sir.
How are you?
I'm all right. I'm happy with third, but I didn't feel great in the car the whole race, to be honest.
Well, you look like you worked for your third position, even.
Yeah.
Tom
it was a lot
coming.
closer at the end than I was expecting.
Tom was coming, mate. So
100%.
So, just not happy with the car. What? Talk to me. Talk to me. What's going on? What was wrong?
I had the same pace as Bewley in practice. And then the race came around, and I simply could not recreate it. I don't know. I just was never comfortable from the start of the race all the way through. Was just making like silly mistakes consistently. Like a couple times, I put like a couple wheels on the dirt, just dumb stuff.
Yep.
Easily done. My rhythm.
Easily done. Well, go and talk to Henry Bateman about not getting the car to work well in a race compared to qualifying.
That was wild. Like it just dropped like a stone.
Yeah, totally. Look, it's just some races, isn't it, Matty?
Yeah, it's a bit frustrating just because this is the track I really like and one that I drove really well at last season and am generally find quite pleasant. It just wasn't there.
Sorry, is it a Merc thing? Is it the change of brand? Maybe. You think?
I'm definitely struggling with the Merc, but it's hard to say because I've had way less time in it than I did in the Aston. Even by the time last season started, I had so many more hours driving the Aston. So it's difficult, but I'm really struggling with the brakes, finding where the sweet spot for the brakes, whereas I had it really dialed in the Aston. I don't know,
It's okay. Well, it's good to see you're human, Matt Clark, and sometimes you do struggle. Okay, so that'll inspire some of the boys that are chasing you just a couple of positions behind you. So nice work, Matty.
Couple things. One,
yes.
I should really 100% say happy birthday to my mum because it is her birthday today. So happy birthday, Mum.
Happy birthday, Mum. From Davo. She sent me a message the other day on our YouTube, so she's awesome.
I knew you'd see it. She was like, they probably won't see it. I was like, they will. They absolutely will.
Because I did.
Other thing I wanted to say is Cooley was driving out of his mind. Unfortunately, he'd made the same mistake I did last week and changed tyres, which just didn't pay off. But the pace that he had was insane. Because I think we were like more than 10% tyre wear into the race, and I saw him do a 35.9, and I went, oh, what? How?
Yeah. Where? Yeah. Well, just like at the end of the stream there, the last couple of laps, when he sort of went to pass you there, the punch that he had out of the bottom corner there, it's, mate, just the grip in the back of the car, you could see it. I mean, you're both driving the Mercs, and he just nailed it. So, yeah, awesome stuff. But
he was driving so well.
Like I said, Matt Clark, not an alien, ladies and gentlemen. Just you heard it here first.
Not yet.
This guy is human, and he still struggles every now and then. Hey, look, Matty, awesome stuff. I'm running solo tonight, so I'm just going to keep it short and sweet. And we're going to get Nathan down here if he's still about. And good luck. Next week, Coda. So, what do you like there? What do you like that one?
Well, it's the national layout, which I've not driven a single time, so I have actually no idea. I mean, I won Coda last season, which surprised me because it wasn't a track I was expecting to actually do that well at. But I have no idea with the national circuit. Also, I'm pretty sure the Merc is the slowest car there, so we'll see how we do.
Okay, good luck. Thanks for joining us. Thanks, Mac.
Have a good one, Davo.
Thank you, mate. So we'll send Matty back up there. Now we are going to... Oh, here we go. We got him. Nathan Bewley.
Hello.
Nathan Bewley, we have comms. You've got Davo and Davo here for in the interview room.
So, geez, that's, yeah.
So running solo tonight, brother. So, just look, stellar effort. I thought I was going to watch you run away with that race, but maybe a snaggy pit stop or something there, and put you behind Costas there. What was going on there?
No, I don't think so. I think I just kind of went into the race with a game plan, and it was to change all 4 tyres because I was kind of banking off what kind of happened last season.
Yep.
Even though different car on it, but it seemed like people at the end of the race last season, people like dropped off quite hard and all with the times and all that. So I was kind of hoping that it was going to happen again, but yeah, it didn't seem to work out for me. But I mean, hey, learning a new car and all that, and so it's all learnings and all that, stuff that I can take into other races and all that, which is it's a positive, even though, it might not be like the ultimate win and all that, but still showed good pace and all that, and so I'm happy.
Oh, awesome. Well, look, I tell you what, you showed good form for probably the first third of the race, and then, you and Matty going at it towards the end of the race there was pretty special to watch, and you clearly, that tyre change definitely made that difference when it counted, because just the punch your car had out of the corner over Matt was notable, like visually, so...
Yeah, I was just trying to get past him as fast as I could, because I still felt like I could have got to Costas at that point, but we had that little battle for probably like the 3 laps and all that. But even then, it started to feel like, maybe the strategy isn't completely going to work out in my favour. But it was still a good battle, still showed the respect and all that. As I passed him, I accidentally when we were going up the main straight into turn 1, I accidentally clicked the brake bias for a couple of clicks and ran a bit deep, and I was like, hopefully I don't hit him,
Oh God, it's just those little things, isn't it? It can really change a race, can't they? Just little tiny mistakes and just lapses in concentration.
Yeah, of course, and I don't want to we've been racing just say for about 50 minutes to an hour. I don't want to take somebody out, because obviously people would have take time out of their schedules and all that to obviously race on race night, but then obviously during the week to practice and all that, you don't want to like take somebody out and then it's like completely like ruin their week of
course not,
and all that.
Of course not. Well, look, whether they've taken the time out of their week and practiced all week or not, you still don't want to do it, do you, Nathan? So it's just
of course not.
No, that's right. But yeah, look, stellar stuff. You looked really, like I said, the first third of the race, like just another postcode pace. Like you just got out. There was a little bit of shenanigans going on behind you, but it wasn't a lot, But like you really did step out that first third or so of the race, and yeah, great finish. What a battle with yourself and Matt towards the end. So you enjoyed yourself though.
Yeah, I mean, it's always fun,
That's good.
Yeah, like I said, learning a new car and all that, it's taking a little bit, like getting more comfortable in it, but wouldn't say it's that. Oh yeah, I can definitely like push it as probably hard as I want to, but that'll come eventually. But yeah.
Okay, well that's interesting because both you and Matt have said the same, very similar things about the Mercedes and learning.
Yeah, I mean,
learning a new mark. Yeah,
him going from the Aston might be like a little bit. I'm literally going from a Porsche, which is nearly.
Oh well, that's talking cheese. Oh God.
Yeah, but other than that, it's fine.
Yeah, awesome stuff. We love the challenge, don't we, mate?
Oh, of course, we don't just, it's not always about like winning and all that, you've got to overcome adversity at some points and all that, and it is what it is.
Yep. Such a refreshing comment, Nathan, because quite often we hear, we talk to guys that it is all about the winning, but the race. The race is what we come for, isn't it? It's to race each other, not just to win. So, awesome stuff, mate, and stellar to watch. You didn't get a hell of a lot of airtime at the through the broadcast, but definitely towards the end, mate. And yeah, it's such a pleasure to see you up on the podium once again. And no doubt we will hopefully see you again up on the podium for COTA. And quickly, what is COTA? Where does that rate on tracks for you?
Not too bad, but I mean, if we're going off last season, it wasn't my best moment, spinning it out of the lead and all that. But obviously different car and all that, and even though it's a different layout, we do have the 6 hour on like Friday and Saturday.
Yep.
So we've got that, and that's like
practice.
I think that's like it's like 6 hours of practice, but and it means that like I think that's like the layout that we're doing for the rain light race is like pretty much the first and third sector. So you get like pretty much 2/3 of the track, eyed down, obviously for the 6 hour people might use like different cars and all that, but I mean you can still take like the track knowledge and all into the rain light racing.
Absolutely. So
hopefully that'll mean that I don't spin it.
Yeah, come on. Well, you're in a different car now, so you just got to sort of take it, like as a breath of, I don't know, just it's a new challenge. It's a breath of fresh air. It's like something different, so it's good. Awesome stuff. Thanks for joining us, Davo. From joining me in the Davo and Davo show.
Oh, mate, I can be Davo. If you want to be Davo, I'll be Davo as well.
The Davo and Davo show here tonight. Look, hit the like button on your way out and support Rainlight Racing, obviously, and MATCHFIT Entertainment. And look, really enjoyed watching you tonight, and will again next week at COTA. Thank you, my friend, and we'll hopefully talk next week.
Yeah, sure. Thanks for the stream, Davo. It'll be interesting to watch it back.
Thank you. Thanks, Nathan. Nathan Bewley, everyone, and let's hope. Who have we got? We're looking for? Let me check my list. It was God. Why should I shouldn't even have to check my list. I should know who it is. I shouldn't even have to check my list because it is Costas Makalos that was on the top spot. Costas, have you got us on comms, brother?
I gotcha.
Awesome, mate. You have joined me on the Davo and Davo show here tonight, running solo, smashing it out for you boys. And what an effort, my friend. What an effort. Talk me through that, brother.
Oh, it was unexpected, to be honest. I was I was banking for maybe in the top 6. I had some good runs during the week with my race setup, and it felt really good. But tonight, it felt even better, to be honest.
Well, look, it caught me off guard as well, and I did actually talk to the boys, the last 2 guys I talked to, just thinking, where did Costas come from? Did you guys have a snaggy bloody pit stop or something? Go, no. He had the pace. I'm like, I don't know. You weren't there, and then all of a sudden you were, bro. You know, like just jagged it. I don't know. It caught me off guard. But then again, I'm only 1 set of eyes tonight, so I might have missed something there. But nice work, mate. Nice work.
Thank you. I was, Bewley really did throw it away in the end. I think if he didn't do a tyre swap, he would have won that one quite easily.
It was the tyre thing, wasn't it?
Yeah. So I when I seen him getting away from me at the start, I was planning on actually changing tyres, and then I saw his fuel levels and thought he's gonna just half and half this with tyres. So I'm like, I've just got to go for it and just don't change the tyres.
Yep. Take the gamble.
Yeah, take the gamble and then bank everything on Matt Clark behind me doing the same and sitting in between us and holding him up, which it did.
Which is exactly what happened, basically, isn't it?
Yeah, it was just worked out perfectly in the end. And then towards the end there, he was sort of gaining on me at the end. And I'm thinking, geez, have I got enough laps here to hold him off? And then he had a little off and had about 2 seconds back. And I was like, okay, it's all right now.
Yeah. Yeah, no, he was looking very pacey, very punchy at the end there. Just dispatched Matty pretty sharply, and he's definitely had the eyes on, mate. So, other than that, like, just how was your race? You just didn't show up on my radar, bro. You know, the car, you just weren't involved in anything. Just like literally flew under the radar until I realised you were in first position and you were actually in position and and well in position, and out in front. So
I think the only cars I got near all race was probably the back markers overtaking them. Otherwise, I was just running my own race.
Yep. Just focused on what you were doing, hitting your marks, get nailing everything. So.
Yeah, there's a few corners throughout that laps that I've been doing during the week that have spun me out quite a lot, and I just seemed to put it together today, and it just worked.
And do you think that's a Corvette thing? Is it just that particular car you're driving, or is it the track?
I think the Corvette's good here. Like back at Spa, it was iffy, but I've put a lot more time in this week to sort of setting up the car and stuff like that, so it felt a lot better.
Yeah, you got to get comfy in it, don't you? And like every track brings its own challenges, doesn't it? Like Spa. I mean Spa particularly, but every track does. So, and I think I even commented on the Chevy's not a bad rig to run. Actually, it's a pretty balanced car. So. The few laps, very few laps I've done in it, but your thoughts?
Yeah, the Chev was good, but I think I gel a lot more with the Corvette. The mid corner turn in the Corvette is a lot better.
Yep.
It just lends itself to my driving style, I guess.
Yeah, very nice, very nice. And talking about driving style, as we sort of, I suppose, head off to the US next week. Well, the Corvette should be perfect there, but the Coda. How does that rate? How does that rate with you, that circuit, as we move into next week?
Well, I haven't actually run this car at any other tracks. I've done a little bit at Coda at the long circuit, but it's the short circuit we're running. So got to get in there and have a bit of a crack. It was good at the long circuit, so I'm hoping it's going to lend itself to the same with the short one.
Yeah, okay. So you're repeating what the other boys were saying. Well, it's a short circuit. It's a short circuit. Everybody's just like, oh, it's okay. I know the long circuit, but nobody knows the short circuit. And so there's a little bit of reservation there. Sort of quiet confidence, but still a little bit of reservation.
Yeah, I won't say confidence. I'm not going to put it out there, but I'll give it a good crack.
Well, that's all we wanted to hear. That's all we wanted to hear. Awesome, Costas. Like I said, you literally did just fly under the radar and just pop up out of nowhere tonight. For me, anyway, in the Davo and Davo show here. But just look, hope you enjoyed it. Can't wait to see you again next week at Coda. Hopefully, we can get you back up in the comms box and have another quick chat.
Yeah, thanks, Davo. It's been nice to be back up here, to be honest.
Yeah, well, it's a little bit. It's been a minute. It's been a minute, but yeah, no, good stuff. Good to see. Yeah, it's good to see the Macrolos name back up on, and well, right at the top of the podium too, mind you, my friend. So awesome stuff. Excellent. Thanks for the support. We hopefully will see you next week. Hit the like button on your way out. and I'll have cold beers next week. Sorry, bro. It was a bit slack this week. Anyway, see you next week.
See you, mate. Take it easy.
See ya. Kostas Makrolos, ladies and gentlemen, winner here tonight at Interlagos for round 2 in Rainlight Racing's 2025 LMU Series. The second of the LMU series, and look, I tell you, I'll be straight up. The first series was very much a learning curve, I think, for both us here in the broadcasting booth, but also for the boys at Rainlight Racing. But after only 2 rounds here on the second season, oh man, these guys have really ironed it out, and the racing has been friggin' epic. I know last week's broadcast was cut short, but unlike tonight where it wasn't, what some epic racing from all the boys and girls involved. There we go. Look, I'm freaking out of breath, to be honest, ladies and gentlemen. Please hit the like button and support Davo's poor throat and Rainlight Racing and what they're doing here. Support MATCHFIT Entertainment, support Rainlight Racing. Look out for your friends and your brothers and your sisters and all your mates. Just we're gonna see you all next week. Oh, look, if you haven't already, let me click another button here quickly. It's going to be Coda next week, if you hadn't already noticed. We did go through the points. We're just going to hit the Insta button here. See, Insta, get your phone out, click that QR code. Follow Rainlight Racing on Instagram, ladies and gentlemen. I'm out of here. I need a drink. I'm hoarse after that. Thanks for joining me again tonight here. And see you all next week at Coda. 60 minutes. Round 3. Rainlight Racing 2025 LMU Series. Don't miss it. See you next week, ladies and gentlemen.